guys, last week my boyfriend got some LED lights to put in his tower on his computer and it looked pretty awesome. So I went to the store and I got the same lights and was going to put them in my case, and I'll show you guys how it's done and give you a bit of a review on it. So I got the DeepCool LED color lights. I'm going to open up the package and show you what's inside, but this is what the outside looks like. So inside the package we had 2 strips of these LED lights. They're 300 millimeters long. The one side is adhesive. For this, I'm actually going to be using double-sided tape because when my boyfriend had these, we found that the adhesive wasn't sticky enough and the lights that were on top kept falling down. So you might want to have some double-sided tape as a backup just in case. Next in the box we had an extension cable. I'm going to have 1 strip of lights on the bottom and then 1 strip of lights on the top. So for the lights that go to the top, this extension cable will help plug in and bring it to the top pretty much. We have a 4-pin D connector. So this end will go to the RGB control box, and this part will be what plugs into your actual power unit. It doesn't plug directly into the power unit. You have to use one of the cords for it, but this is what will attach the power unit cord to the RGB control box. This is the RGB control box. So it's a little box here, and it has little things so you can actually attach it in, and I'm not going to screw it down. I'll probably end up using zip ties, but this way it'll stay in one place inside your case. There's the 2 ends for the first set of lights and for the extension cable for the second set. And then there's this, which is the sensor for the remote control. The remote control is pretty awesome. So this is probably not my favorite part, but it's the most exciting part. So look at all those settings. You can adjust the brightness of the lights to make them brighter or dimmer. Obviously there's an on and an off. Then there's a bunch of reds, a bunch of greens, and a bunch of blues. And it pretty much has the whole freaking rainbow right there. Like 3x5, 15 different colors, and then also just general white. Then there's 4 different modes that you can have the lights in if you don't want just the single light. There's a flash, a strobe, a fade, and a smooth. Anyways, it's pretty darn cool that you can have it change all these light colors. Before I get too started, I'm going to measure out the double-sided tape and pre-cut it to fit the LED strips so I don't have to worry about it once I'm starting to mess around inside the case. My tape is a bit wider than my strip, so I'm just going to cut it in half. So I'm going to start by removing the side panel of the case and opening it up. I'm going to take the LED strips and just look at approximately where I want to put them. One will go there, and the other will go up here. If you're doing it for the first time, you might want to take some more time and actually figure out which will go where to make sure all the wires will be able to fit in the spots and that you can conceal them where you want to conceal them and all that fun jazz. I'm not saying that when you get LED lights, the adhesive on it won't be good enough, but from experience, I know that this adhesive isn't that sticky. So this one's going to run along the bottom of the case. So I place it there, I'm just going to hold it there. If you're using additional tape, you'll want to find something that won't leave any marks, because if you decide later down the road that you don't want these lights in there anymore, or if the lights burn out, or if you get a new case and you want to take them out and put them in the newer one, you will want to be able to actually take them out and not have them stuck in a case forever. And this one is going to go up in the top. They might fit differently in different spots of the case. The lights are small enough that when they're up here and down here as well, no one will really be able to see them because they'll be slightly hidden, but the light will come out. Gonna get my extension cable. Each of these cables has a little arrow on one end, so you plug the little arrows into the same end with the little arrow. Depending on what kind of case you have or how you have it laid out inside, it might vary where you want to put your RGB color changing box. For mine, I have a couple nice holes right here and nothing else going on there. I'm going to attach it there, and then I'm going to have the little sensor light just come up the side and right here, because the cutout on my case goes like this. That way it'll still be visible for when I want to use the remote. The rest will be hidden, and the wires will just sneak along the front edge, and I'll zippy them in. I'm going to clip all the zip ties afterwards when I'm done. The set of lights that use the extension cable will have the male end on them, the prongs, and the set of lights that didn't have the extension will have the female end, the holes. So obviously the one that's male goes into the female on the RGB color box, and vice versa. Everything's hooked up there, but I don't have power yet. Just tidy these up a bit and put them on the side. Since cases are different, it will be different for the variety of cases of how you want to hide your wires. There we go. Now this is the cord that will go from the computer's power, well, the cord with the computer's power, to the actual RGB color box. So on the back of the RGB color box, there's the one hole, and it's pretty obvious. And then I already located this and found this one. So the end there is the same as the end here, so I use the end with the male end, and I put it into the female end of this cable. There we go. This cable kind of just hides back here, and this one will go along the back side. Now I'm gonna trim my zip ties. Before I put the slide bag on, set it up, and plug everything in, I want to make sure that it works. I'm gonna plug in just the power. There we go, everything's fired up, and you can see the lights are down here are working, the lights up top are working. Now I'm going to take the remote control. On the remote there is a thin piece of plastic that must be removed from the bottom. Red, orange, lightest orange, yellow, make it brighter. There we go. Green, another green, greenish blue, bluish green, blue, real blue, light. We're going into purples and pink, and then white. My computer, I have a lot of red parts, so I might want it to be red. Red looks kind of evil. My mouse and keyboard are purple, so I might want it to be purple and match them. Now, this is some of the cool parts. There's flash. See how it goes between the three? There's strobe, which goes between the three, but there's a bit of a fade with it. There is the actual fade button, which is very similar, but as you can tell there's more colors. It's hitting more shades of the blue. It has that purple and the white in it rather than the three primaries. And then there's smooth, which was similar to the flash with the constant change, but we're having more of the colors here. Make sure that you can still see everything clearly. You can still see it. The wires are completely all hidden. The sensor is right there where you can see it. I might just zip tie that in to be a bit safer. And that's how they work. So at a price of $14.99 Canadian, I think these lights are kind of a steal because it's pretty awesome and they're very easy to put in and they make it look pretty cool. Some of the other lights I saw in the store were like $24 and they were slightly shorter strips and they were just single colors. So I'm not saying you have to go and buy these ones, but these are the ones that I have. This is how they were set up and I'm super pleased with how awesome it is.